Do I absolutely loathe my tattoos? 100%. Would I get more tattoos? Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to it. If this is the first time you are seeing my face, thank you for clicking on it. My name is Jacy and I like to do story times, chits, and rants. Chits? That's not what the phrase is. I like to do story times, chit chats, and rants on this channel, and today is going to be a little chit chatty, ranty story time, whatever. It's going to be a mishmash of all. Just talking about the tattoos that I have and why I actually regret all of them. And by all of them, I mean, I only have 2, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about it. I wanted to create this video because I have been binging Ink Master a ton. It was one of my comfort shows growing up. I've watched every single season, and I saw that there were a couple seasons on Netflix, so I'm just rewatching those and absolutely devouring it. And just seeing some of the trust that these human canvases put into these tattoo artists, where they're just like, I don't know, whatever you want, just tattoo it on my body for forever. I'm like, I could never do that because I have 2 teeny tiny tattoos and I might be considering getting them removed. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about it and hear some of your thoughts about some of your tattoos and how you feel about tattoos in general. Do you regret them? Do you think people should be more thoughtful about them? I want to know. So if you like hanging out with me, story times, chit chats, rants, the whole shebang, make sure to like this video. It really helps me out, and consider subscribing if you are not already, so you can join us for more discussion topics down in the comments. But with that being said, let's get started on some of these snippets of how I got my tattoos and why I hate them now. All right, so the first tattoo that I ever got was this bad boy here on my wrist. I was 18 years old and I wanted to do what every dumb 18-year-old wanted to do, and that was get a tattoo because you couldn't drink alcohol yet. But for some reason you can buy like an assault rifle in America or get a tattoo. And naturally I was gonna go with that one, America. So because this was my first tattoo, I wanted something somewhat meaningful and really cute. I wanted it on my wrist because that was the Pinterest era where all the basic girlies were getting their tattoos. So I definitely wanted it there, but it couldn't just be an infinity symbol or an anchor or something that everybody else was getting. It had to be special to me. And what was the most special thing to me in that time, circa senior year of high school? Jason Mraz. Yes, my tattoo says the word wordplay. It was my favorite Jason Mraz song at the time, which yes, I was a Jason Mraz fan. I've also been to like 5 of his concerts. I still am kind of a fan, but that's beside the point. But it couldn't just be a lyric from one of my favorite songs. It had to mean a little something more. And I was about to go into college where I would be majoring in journalism and pursue some type of writing career with my life. And to me, the word wordplay meant that whenever I felt like I was stuck or I was facing writer's block, I could look down at my wrist and think, wow, it's all about the wordplay, and then get inspired, come out of my rut, and be the next Joan Didion or something. So that was my mindset behind my first tattoo. So I went in as an 18-year-old and I said I wanted to get this tattoo. Now what was funny is that my mom actually got her first tattoo with me when I got this one, because she was like, you know what? I'm in my 50s, I know what I'm about, I want to get a tattoo, so she also got a cute little one on her foot. So that's the story with this first tattoo, nothing super crazy, but the more that I lived with it going into college, for one, I actually forgot a lot about it. So people in college would be like, oh, what does your tattoo say? And I'd be like, oh yeah, it's just a writing term, that's all. And I would kind of play it off. One, because I really would forget about it. It was on my wrist, it was very visible, it was always there, but I always wore a watch because I was a server, and at the time you couldn't show tattoos. Or I would wear my Fitbit walking around college all the time. So I really didn't see it all that much, but people would see it like poking out and they'd point it out and I'd be like, oh yeah, I have a tattoo. So really weird that I would actually genuinely forget about it a lot. But over the years, the more that I lived with it, the more that I came to like resent having to explain it, because this was a time where you kind of did have to have a lot of meaning behind your tattoos in order to justify it, especially if you only had one. It was kind of like you either had to have sleeves full of tattoos, or if you had very visible tattoos, people would be like, what's the meaning behind that? Whoa, tell me the story behind wordplay. And I didn't want to tell people in college that I was a Jason Mraz fan. So what I actually started telling people was that it was a sister tattoo. And the reason for this this is because my sister also has a Jason Mraz song tattooed on her ankle. She wasn't even that big of a Jason Mraz fan. She just really liked the song Bella Luna, and so she got Bella Luna tattooed on her foot. So I just started telling people, oh, it's a sister tattoo because like I love my sister so much. And that was almost more justifiable than just saying like, oh, it's a song and like a writing term. So over the first few years, I would say I didn't hate my tattoo by any means. It was more of just like, it felt a little embarrassing and childish of the actual reasoning behind it, that I changed the meaning posthumously. Posthumously, that would mean I'm dead. Post-tattoo time. To make it seem more nice and thoughtful than it actually was. But again, at this time, I didn't hate my tattoo. I actually wanted more because I thought, you know what? I see a bunch of cute little tattoos that people have. I love when people get the little waves on their rib, or they'll get like cute little back pieces that'll be like, oh, it's my grandmother's maiden name. And I'm like, that's so cute. I love that. However, at the time, I was in a relationship where my boyfriend was very against tattoos. And it wasn't so much that he was saying like, you can't get tattoos, like you're not allowed to. It was just that I didn't feel that strongly about it, that because he felt so strongly against it, I just never got tattoos. So for tattoo number 2 that I have, it was fresh off the breakup with that boyfriend of 8 years, where I was kind of swirling around in this guilt and not really knowing who I was outside of the relationship, that I needed something to gain control of my body. And that meant going to Las Vegas and permanently inking a dumb logo onto my arm. What's that dumb logo, you might ask? Well, you've probably seen it in my other videos. It's a Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter logo. So what's the story behind this one? I am a hyperfixator. I actually did a whole video on how I hyperfixate on things. I still do. And my hyperfixation at the time was Harry Potter. I didn't actually read Harry Potter until my 20s. I had seen all the movies, of course, but I was like, you know what? I want to actually read these. I read those books. I devoured them. I wanted to be in the world. I wanted to go to Hogwarts. I wanted to be a wizard. I got season passes to Universal Studios just so I could go to Hogwarts Land. That's not what it's called. I'm clearly not a true fan, but you get it. It was very much my hyperfixation at the moment that when it came time to do something crazy, do something wild, to gain control of my body, to be like, you know what? I am over this breakup. Let me get some sort of an impulse purchase. I decided on a tattoo that would represent my one true love in life, and that was those dang Harry Potter books. So what's funny about this tattoo is I went with my mom again. My mom's a baddie. She has more tattoos than all of us kids now. We went and got tattoos together in Las Vegas. We were visiting my aunt. I again wanted something wild and crazy to do. And so I decided on the classic Harry Potter glasses with his lightning bolt. Now what's interesting about this tattoo is that the lightning bolt is actually a little bit further off to the side than what it's supposed to be, but I preferred it that way for some reason. I don't know why. I don't even know how to justify it. I think when he drew it, I thought, oh, it's a little more off to the side. But that's okay, who cares? It's literally just 3 lines on my body, just go for it. So he tattoos the little Harry Potter symbol on my, is this my forearm? It's like the upper forearm. It's almost in like the crevasse of my elbow. What's this called? The armpit of your elbow? Yeah, that's where my tattoo is. Once he finished tattooing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I am so happy. I'm gonna be so addicted to tattoos now that I'm single. I love this. And then not more than like a month later, I was like, oh man, I'm kind of over Harry Potter. In true hyperfixator fashion, I was completely over that obsession within just a few months, and then I instantly regretted getting it tattooed on my body for forever. And now the best way I can explain it is that I am in my BTS hyperfixation right now. If I got a BTS tattoo right now, actually, that might not be such a bad idea because I considered getting a One Direction tattoo, and that would have been cringy for like 5 years. But now in the post One Direction era, it's kind of like, oh, you an OG fan, like you're one of us. That's probably how it would be for BTS. But no, it's cringy. I'm getting off topic. That is a bad idea to get one of your current obsessions tattooed on you when it's, you know, it's not gonna be your obsession for forever. I feel like this is turning into a rant. Let's move on. So after my second tattoo, I definitely thought, oh my gosh, I wanna get more tattoos. I started saving tattoos on Pinterest. I was actually talking to my sister about getting sister tattoos and really getting something meaningful. And I definitely did want more meaningful tattoos, but then I also fell in love with those silly, goofy tattoos that are stupid puns or just weird pictures and images that I'm like, that'd be so funny if I got that permanently inked on me for forever. And then I entered the modeling industry. So I wouldn't even consider myself a part-time model. I dabble in modeling. However, I genuinely think I could be a much more consistent model without these tattoos. So I started modeling very much on my own. I was self-submitting auditions, booking roles directly, showing up to gigs, and they go, you have tattoos on your wrist. And I'm like, yeah, is that a problem? They're like, well, you're gonna be like pumping shampoo and we can't have your tattoo in the shot. And so they'd always have to work around me and be like, okay, we're gonna have to do it with the other hand, or okay, we're gonna have to put a watch and make it look really clunky. Or I had to learn how to truly try to cover it up with makeup. I'm not the best at it, but I had to kind of work with what I had. That a lot of those gigs didn't call me back just because I had visible tattoos. They were small, but the issue was that in a world with modeling where tattoos are a lot more acceptable, the issue is that the one on my wrist is a word and the one on my arm is a logo to a company, organization, brand, whatever you want to call it. If this had just been a peace sign or a yin yang or a smiley face or the word harmony or love, that's totally fine because those don't directly relate to artists, companies, brands, very like definable things. And so because it was a word that if people saw that in an ad, they'd be like, what does that say? Rather than seeing like a wave, it was an issue. So then when I got my modeling agent, I did have to put on my profile that I have some visible tattoos. Now what's wild is I only have two. I only have two visible tattoos, but in the modeling industry, you either have to have none or a lot. They either want people that are fully tattooed, sleeves, that badass kind of look, or just being like, oh, everybody has tattoos, I have a lot, it's totally fine. But because I only had two, it almost wasn't as camouflaged as having a bunch or none. So currently when I audition for jobs, they always ask you to slate your name and show your hands. And whenever they ask you to show your hands, I know I'm not getting it because I have to go, hi, my name's Jacy and I live in Los Angeles. And then they go, oh, there's a big old honky-tonk tattoo on her wrist and we need her showing off jewelry and bracelets. We can't have her. So over the past couple of years, I've really learned to hate this tattoo because I genuinely think I haven't gotten a lot of modeling jobs just because of this. The other issue too is that this one wasn't that personal to me. I feel like if it was something to do with my ancestry, with my grandmother, with an inside joke with my family, then I would love it a lot more. It would feel a lot more personal. But again, this was kind of a hyperfixation of Jason Mraz, and I'm like, why did I get this so visible on my body? If it was on my back or on my butt, nobody would care, nobody would notice, I'd forget about it, it's totally fine. But because it's right here, and I'm not getting jobs because of it, and it's affecting my income, I don't like it. Now, what's interesting about the Harry Potter tattoo is this one is much more acceptable because I can wear longer sleeves and kind of hide it a little bit more. I can cover this up with makeup a little bit better. What's also interesting is that there are a lot of people who think this is a bike. So I'll take a photo and show it here better. But there was one time where I was getting a wristband at a bar and he was like, oh, like what kind of bike do you ride? And I was like, I don't have a bike. And he goes, oh, so you just like bikes? And I was like, I don't like bikes. And he goes, well, you have a bike tattoo. And I looked down and the way that I was kind of crunching my arm, my tattoo looked like a bicycle. And I'd be like, oh no, it's Harry Potter, Expelliarmus. I guess if anything, I could kind of connect it if I really wanted to and just say it's a bicycle and pretend that hyperfixation never happened. But then again, it's not really that personal. It's not really that silly or fun that it doesn't mean anything to me, so I just don't want it. So now the question is, would I ever get more tattoos? I don't know because I definitely am a victim of tattoo regret where I don't like the tattoos that I specifically got and it makes me concerned that I'm not ever gonna like any tattoo that I ever get. I love the new companies that are coming out where you get tattoos that last like weeks or months and then it kind of disappears. I'm a really big fan of that. Or I think eventually as I get older and, you know, this kind of stuff won't affect my actual work, I would love to just get more silly tattoos and more sentimental tattoos. I don't want to be in the middle where it's just like, oh, I like this thing kind of, so I'll get it. No, I want to go balls to the wall with like those weird tattoos like these ones where it's just absolutely ridiculous and hilarious that it's a talking point and everybody's going to love it no matter what. Or go something like this where it's like, you know, it's part of my family, it's my lineage, it's something that means a lot to me. So for the time being, I will not be getting any more tattoos. I have actually looked into tattoo removal. It is on my wish list of things if I were to ever become a billionaire. You guys have that too, right? Your list of things you'd spend money on if you suddenly won the lottery. That's definitely on the list. But right now, it's not a priority by any means, but it is one of those topics that I wanted to bring to you guys. So you guys could tell me if you have any tattoos that you regret, or if you were looking into getting any new tattoos coming up that maybe you're thinking, should I get this? Am I really gonna like this 10 years down the road? Let me know. But that's gonna be it for this video. Just a super quick one, kind of ranting about the only two tattoos I have. Again, I'm not tatted by any means, but I've been watching Ink Master, so I wanted to talk to you guys because I love hearing your stories and hearing your own thoughts. So I wanna know if you guys regret your tattoos or some of the weird, crazy, silly tattoos that you've seen or you might actually have. If I showed yours in the silly column over here, let me know. But I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, make sure to follow my vlog channel if you're not already. Go follow me on social media. You guys know the drill, but I will see you in the next video. Toodles! So I actually tried filming this video, but I was in a rotten mood yesterday. Oh, but I look so cute. I'm gonna have to wear that outfit again. Let me show you a little clip of the outfit that I wore. Just a sneak peek of a future outfit. I think I'm gonna get a little bit more kooky with my outfits because I'm just sitting here talking. So why not wear a bold lip or a funny shirt or silly earrings? So here's what I was wearing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.